Hey guys, welcome to Jack Live. I'm not sure what happened there. The Facebook connection just died on us, but we are going to get him back in here. Welcome to Jack Live. We are going to have a special guest tonight, Mr. Keith Poche, Elite Series Pro, MLF Pro. So once he gets in here, we will get started, but definitely get in here and ask questions of him, ask questions of us, and we'll be happy to get those going for you and get those answered for you. So nothing's off limits tonight, just like always here on Jack Live. So feel free to ask away, and we will get it going, guys. Hope everyone's having a great week and a great night tonight. And something is going on with the old Facebook machine tonight. It's giving me some fits here. Let's see if we can get Mr. Keith on here. Hey, man.
All right, there we go.
That was all me, brother. That wasn't you.
I was trying to get it going. I thought I'd messed up something,
Nope.
I'm not too technical, literally. You got to help me out when it comes to this stuff.
It wasn't even you this time. It was me, brother.
Yeah, well, good.
So,
I'm glad. Blame it all
yes,
on you.
sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know.
Man, not too much. Just been at the house today, hanging out, not doing much.
Yeah, I hear you. Getting ready to get after it here before too long again, huh?
Yeah, after last week, got a little butt kicking. So,
Yeah.
time to saddle up and get ready for the next one.
What's up with the hat, man? What does that say? Make America Great Again?
You like that, huh?
Yes,
That's
sir.
old school. That's vintage, man.
That's when they first
good
come
stuff.
out, huh?
You don't
That was
see
before
those
the red. Say what?
You don't see these too often.
No, that's right. That's right, guys. Well, we want to welcome in Keith Poche, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro, MLF Pro. Feel free to ask questions, guys. We're going to definitely draw a winner for tonight's best question of the night. So jump in there and ask some questions, and we'll get them answered for you guys. Obviously the thing everybody wants to know is Lake Martin. What happened there, brother? Let me back up. So everybody knows that there's, huh?
What happened there?
I know.
I missed that deal.
You missed it. No, everybody knows that, no matter what happens, unless you're watching something live, there's a lot of different things that go on behind the scenes that we may not know what happened. So we're going to give Keith the floor here, and he's going to walk us through a little bit about that. Everybody wants to always talk to the winners of the event and everything like that, and that's all fine and well. But you guys are going to learn something tonight, I promise. So take it away, boss man.
Yeah, learn how to not catch them. Yeah, it happened. Man, that's part of fishing, and this is I think this is my 9th year fishing tour. It doesn't seem like that long. I mean, it's been a few years now, and I've had good years, I've had bad years, I've had good tournaments, I've had bad tournaments. So you got to take the bad with the good. And last week was a bad one for me. Going into the event, I was really excited about it. I spent a lot of time there during pre-practice, and it's not too far from home here for me. And I say home, I live in Alabama, but I'm from Louisiana, so I didn't grow up fishing this lake. Once I started tournament fishing, I fished it a few years early on, and when I first started, my adventure in competitive bass fishing. But so I mean, I know it a little, but I don't know it a whole lot. And let me just tell you about Lake Martin. Lake Martin is not a lake that you just go fun fishing. It's a party lake. I mean, we go to Lake Martin when it's the weather's nice, and we go out and have fun and just enjoy the water. Sure. Lake Martin can be a very tough fishery. Deep, clear water lake. So I didn't fish a whole lot on it. Like I said, some early on when I first started tournament fishing, but not a whole lot the last few years because we just didn't have anything on it. So to fish, but going into it, man, I thought, man, I'm gonna spend a lot of time up there. I'm gonna learn it from one end to the next. And I did. I mean, I spent a lot of time up there, and I learned a lot about the lake before the cutoff, 30 days prior. And, so going into this event, I felt really comfortable about it. And, but there's always that, that if, of, weather, just the hometown, disadvantage, I should say. You think back to the guys that fish their home waters. I mean, it's tough on them. I mean, because there's an expectation for one, whether we overthink it or do it or whatever it is, that it's always a little bit tougher to produce on your home body. And but there again, I don't really consider it my home body, but I almost felt that way going into it, just because I have lived around here for quite a while. So, but yeah, man, going into practice, we were getting a lot of rain. The lake, we get that from time to time this time of the year, but I hadn't seen it during pre-practice, or this is the first time we've had this, in the last few months. So it was starting to a lot of new stuff coming at me. So I was still on a good bite. I still had some things going, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes it's just not your tournament. It was the first year, the first tournament of the season. Maybe I was fishing a little tight. I'd lost a couple key fish. I wouldn't say I panicked, but kind of fished a little tense. I was always in a rush. I didn't really slow down and take my time and fish what was in front of me. I was always second guessing and wanting to run or thinking I should go here because, I do have quite a few spots that, I like to fish and I've done well on, and during practice I'd found. So I wanted to move too much, I think. And Lake Martin, you just got to slow down and get in the area and fish it. And, it was a bite that was a late bite, being cold this time of the year, the fish just they're not very active first thing. So it's always a plus to get a couple fish first thing in the morning, and you just got to stay positive and stay confident that you're going to get that good bite at the end of the day. And I had those bites each day, and unfortunately just didn't execute on them. And but that's the way it is, man. This event was literally one bite away, or one or two bites away each day from having a really good tournament or having a really bad tournament.
Sure, absolutely. So walk us through kind of what your since the tournament's over, kind of what your game plan was. I know we kind of talked about that before. You didn't want to really talk about it too much, but being that it's over with, you want to talk to us a little bit about your game plan and maybe tell us kind of what happened with those fish that maybe got away. And then also, I was watching Bass Tracks and seeing both mornings, or at least the first morning. I don't recall for sure the second morning, but you had a limit, so I was real hopeful that hey, he's got the limit in the box and ready to go. Just go slow down and fish. But so walk us through a little bit of that. And guys, invite some friends in here. Let's get some folks in here, and feel free to continue asking questions. We'll get to those eventually. I'm taking notes on those, so go ahead.
Yeah, going into it, I was going to fish shallow most of the event because that's how it was going to be won, and that's how it was won. Just not the part of the lake I want it to happen in. There's a couple creeks I like to fish. I've done well in the past, and skipping a finesse jig around some shallow docks, brush, and throwing a Lucky Strike crankbait. So going into it, I knew that it would probably get some pressure. I had several things to run, but I was going to dedicate most of the practice on that because I knew if I wanted to win, I had to stay shallow. There was no chance it was going to get one out deep. That was just no question. It's never one that deep here that time of the year because of the size of largemouth that do live here. And that's what it's getting. It's getting those 2 or 3 bites a day to really win. And, what JaKKed did was something that, the conditions allowed that to happen for him. We catch them up there, but typically those fish aren't concentrated as much as they are in a spot like that, with that water up and that dingy water coming down. It was just a perfect scenario. And, me, Kelly J, Greg Vincent, a couple of us, we're just scratching our heads. We're like, we just never do that up there. And he just hit it right on the head, and everything just kind of worked out for him. But with me, you know, it was running a few stretches, you know, throughout the lake that I knew that big largemouth pull up on, and you know, certain little stretches of docks, some backs, some creeks, some lay downs that really produce some fish, some pre-spawn areas that they stage up on, and but I also had that deep backup, you know, that limit spot. Like you said, you seen me had a limit pretty early. And that's what I was doing. I was waiting for that water to warm up,
Okay.
for those largemouth to get active.
What was your limit getter?
Sir?
What was your limit getter? You said
Just drop shotting. Yeah,
okay.
Drop shotting, 30 to 35 foot.
Okay. So not 60?
No, I wasn't that. No.
Man.
My depth finder's not set up for 60. I think about 55 is about as deep as it reads. So, no. But, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm not a deep water guy by no means, but I do know a few little areas I can catch a limit on. And, you know, that was a given. I knew I would go into it catching a limit, and that's really what I was worried about. But going each day, I wanted to get two bites at least, two big largemouth bites a day. And I had one the first day. I got that one in. I mean, I executed on that one. It was like a 3 pound something that really pushed me up, because, you know, I go out and I get a small limit of spots that weigh, you know, 6-7 pounds, and then you get a largemouth or two, and that puts you, you know, 3-4 pounder. That really, that's a big game changer on Lake Martin. So the more of those you get, the better you are. So going into it, that was my game plan. You know, have a limit spot for sure, but, you know, as the day went on, you know, I started dipping in those shallow fish, you know, and I didn't really know what time to go for them. I mean, I kind of did it throughout the day, all day. I'd go shallow, back deep, back shallow. As I worked my way down the south end of the lake, and then on the way back, I did the same. So I kept them honest. You know, I wanted to, even though I didn't think I was going to get bit early, I still tried them.
Sure.
It was probably a waste of time, but the late bite was definitely a big key. And I just the first day, man, I tell you, I absolutely blew it. I went through a stretch. I knew they were there. I had bites in practice, and I shook them off, but it got a little muddier, you know, with that rain coming through, and I don't know if they were biting funny, but I missed a couple key fish that first day, and I didn't have as many bites the second day, but the first day I really had an opportunity to do some damage, and just didn't happen.
Sure. Well, given what you've seen, and I guess just what transpired in your tournament, what would you have changed or done differently? Not to say that you can, but, you know, obviously there's something to be taken away from that, and disappointment is definitely something that happens. But obviously you're a professional, and you can build on those things. So teach us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, slowing down, I think was like I said before, you know, really big for me, and something that I think that really hurt me. I was wanting to fish a lot of different things, and that's the bad part about, you know, knowing the lake or being here, being local, spend a lot of time on it. You get all these spots, and you have all this success in all these different areas. You're like, man, I need to go here, I need to go there. I had a bite here, and literally the first day and the second day, I'm just thinking. I'm driving down the lake. I'm like, man, I caught a decent one over there. Let me just jump in there right quick. So instead of just picking an area and being at the time of the year, I mean, just knowing the fish are there, it's just cold, they're not biting, just stick them out and just slow down and fish. And, you know, pick up, you know, fish this dock for, you know, 15 minutes, you know, give it time. Then you hit every little corner of it. I was running around, hitting this spot, hitting that spot, and just trying to do too much. Sure. This time of the year, it's just slowing down, getting in the area and grinding it out, and getting those couple bites. So that's what hurt me most.
Sure. Well, that makes total sense, and I think we can all agree that we've been there a time or two. But so did you get to enjoy, or probably not enjoy, but get to enjoy some Bass Live Saturday and Sunday then, or did you just stay away from it?
I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to watch the talk of them guys catch them, because, you know, I seen those guys in practice. I was in some of the same areas as Menendez, and I mean, I felt like everywhere I went, Mark Menendez was in the same. We should have been in the same boat, actually. We practiced a lot of the same areas the whole event, and so I know exactly where he was at, what he was fishing, what he was doing, and but he's a seasoned guy. He fishes slow, and he really picks it apart. And me, I'm just wanting to run and gun. I'm in a hurry, and I needed to just slow down and take my time, and I didn't do that this past week.
Gotcha. Couple of questions here. Did you end up catching some shallow fish or just small ones?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
asking, were they white in color, or were they more dark, or were they just moving up?
Some were white. They really were. They all weren't. I did catch one that had some color to it. It was way back in a pocket, and I caught that fish on a spinnerbait, and it had some color to it. But most of the fish were lighter colored. They had just coming out of that deep water. We've been getting a little warm weather, and those fish were wanting to move up and do their thing. So a lot of deep fish coming up to the bank.
Gotcha. I had a question from earlier. What's your favorite technique for fishing deeper than 20 foot?
Well, I don't do it too much, but
Yeah.
if I had a choice, I mean, depending on how they bite, I mean, depending on where I'm at and what's going on, really, I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite. I kind of just adapt to what's going on.
Sure.
I mean, Carolina rig is always good. Ball and chain, just throw it out there. You can always catch one with that, and
Yeah.
kind of like a saving grace deal. But I don't try to fish that deep. If
Sure.
I got to fish that deep, I better be on something. You know what I'm saying? I better be on a school. But
So what kind of bait were you drop shotting there?
I was throwing mainly a little old bitty. I don't know if I can. I guess I can say it. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or sponsor stuff, but it was a Gary Yamamoto shad-shaped worm. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep.
And I was throwing the what's it called? The little Demiki. Yeah.
Mickey.
I caught a couple on the Demiki, but mainly the shad-shaped worm, the green pumpkin was because the water we've been getting that rain. It was off colored where I was fishing, the deep fish I was on. It was
Sure.
It was on the edge of that dingy water when it was coming down the river, and I feel like they were able to see that green pumpkin a little bit better maybe. And plus the stripes would eat it as much. Every time I dropped that Demiki down there, those big stripes would get on it, and I couldn't catch any spots on it.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Okay. Well, I think I beat you up enough on that. Just wanted to get some insight on that, and obviously you played along nicely. So,
I tell you, man, it's really frustrating to go out there, and especially the first tournament of the season. You want to get off to a good start. I mean, that's always good, and you get the juices flowing, things are going right, and you go into the next one. You got some good AOI points, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and you can't put your head down. You gotta keep your head up and stay fast and get ready for the next one because it's coming. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, and that tournament's gone. It's done with. If you worry about it, you hurt yourself. I mean, it's hard for me to not think about it, but you just got to put it behind you and move on and get ready for the next one.
Sure. Well, the next one for you is Sabine River. What do you think about that?
Man, I've done well there. I've done really well there, but I always fish Louisiana. So they've cut us off on Louisiana now. Like,
Yeah.
We're going to launch our boat in Texas, in Orange, Texas, and right across the river, like, 30, 40 yards, we can't fish. I mean, we cannot fish Louisiana water at all. The Sabine River separates Texas and Louisiana, and we can fish the Sabine River but only on the Texas side. So it's going to be a weird deal. I've never fished that Texas side much, so I'm kind of going into it blind.
Yeah. So is that going to limit some of the long runs, or is there a lot of long runs going?
Man,
west?
There's some guys that run, west towards Houston. McClellan, he's done that every year we've been there and done well. So, I don't know. It's gonna be new for me. I'm gonna go over and check it out and see what I can't find. But really disappointed we can't go to Louisiana.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, guys, drop your comments below and tell us where you're watching from tonight. That's a interesting deal, the whole not going to Louisiana, but are you going to get a chance to go down there and pre-practice?
Yeah, I'm gonna head over next week. I actually got a pretty cool deal. I got an email from the city of Houston. I got nominated for the Humanitarian Service Award for going over and helping out with the rescues in Houston. So
Nice.
I got to go to an award ceremony on the 22nd, February 22nd. So while I'm over that way, I'm gonna stop in and take a look. So very excited about that, and look forward to going over.
That's pretty cool. It was fun following you in that journey that you made over there and helping out those folks. And I'm sure it really touched your heart there with being from around there. So that definitely.
Yeah. Well, my family's been through it. I can only imagine. Of course, when I see it, I just say, man, I gotta do what I can. Because I know what my family's been through.
That's right. So that was for the hurricane down there, and he loaded up a John boat, I think it was, and headed on over to Texas, Louisiana that way. So,
man, I've hit stumps in my boat. I've hit stumps and rocks and stuff like that. I hit a car in that aluminum boat. I nailed it too.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
Dude,
yeah.
So I'm running along, and I had seen that car already, but the water was lower. And then when because I was making the same run over and over, we were going in and getting people, and the water had come up, and as the current's blowing, well, the water come up and it pushed that car over, and the little chute I was running through, the car had moved over, so I didn't know it was there, and I smacked that. Actually, I seen it roll up. Like I looked back, I'm like, what I hit? And I seen the car roll up. It was kind of funny, but I'm just glad it didn't tear my boat up.
I was going to say, I'm surprised it didn't hitting that metal like that. You must have got it just right. Yeah. Quick question here. Doug Dye asked, are you going to be in Bristol? I assume that's Just Fishing.
Yes, I will be there. Hopefully, I'll be there. I'll probably leave Thursday evening. I'll be there for Friday and Saturday.
Okay. Tell people about that real quick.
Yeah, I go up every year for Just Fishing. Chris, they invite me up to hang out and talk fishing. So
there you go.
I have a bunch of jack jigs for you guys. So you come up and check it out, and we'll talk about it.
And where is that again? I know it's close to Bristol, but
it's just north of Bristol. I don't know the exact address or whatever, but it's not far off the interstate. I think it's 81, Interstate 81. Pretty close to interstate.
Yeah, Doug, you may be able to fill us in there and just post in there where that exactly is for people that may be around your area. Appreciate that question. Appreciate you going up there for sure. I know that you.
Yeah, and if folks don't want to come see me, I'm sure there's other pros that won't be there. He normally invites other people, so I just won't be there. But check out. Yeah. No, I think John Cruz normally comes. Dave Fritz, he's normally there. So a few guys.
Good deal. Well, John Cruz is that mega competition for us, so we won't be sending people to see him. That's jigs. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. He's a good dude. Anyway, so when is the next major league event gonna air for you?
I don't know exactly. I don't have a schedule. So I think it's sometime in April.
Okay. I
think.
Gotcha. Good
They've
deal.
changed it up. They've changed it up last year. They keep changing things up on me. I don't. Normally they showed. I think they used to show both selects and then they show both cups. But I think they may show a select, then a cup, then a select, then a cup.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I can't. Yeah. I don't know. Don't take my word for that. But if you go to MajorLeagueFishing.com, I'm sure they'll have the whole schedule on when each event's going to air.
Perfect.
I should know that probably, but they don't tell us right before,
Yeah, no, absolutely. They want to maintain the secrecy of the whole deal, I'm sure. So, what do you do differently? Obviously, without knowing where you're going, but we had a question. What do you do differently to prepare for one of those events versus a Bassmaster event?
Major League versus Bassmaster.
Yeah.
not knowing where you're going, I bring just a little bit of everything that I have confidence in. Of course, you can't bring everything. I mean,
Sure.
we can bring a lot of stuff, but I kind of simplify things. And, and I think that's what hurts me on Bassmaster side. I sit around the house, I'm thinking, or I sit in my shop, I'm like, man, what's the difference for me going out on Major League and Bassmaster? Because I typically do really well in Major League, but, I don't know. I think it may be just it forces us to fish the moment. With other tours, we get the practice, we get a understanding of what's going on, and we kind of, I got this spot, I got that spot, and I just, I just kind of get, I get all out of whack. But when they put us out there for MLF and it's just game on, you just fish what's in front of you. You don't fish what you did yesterday, 2 days ago, or what you think. You just strap them on and go. You know what I mean? And I think that I do well with that. I think I'm really good at reading water and what's in front of me right then. And it just works in my hand.
Sure.
But as far as preparation, I tie on the same things I tie on everywhere I go in the country. I don't care if it's Michigan, if it's Florida. I don't care where it's at. I tie the same baits on. I tie about all the same stuff. When we get out there, then I make adjustments. But I tie on first my confidence stuff, because if I can throw that, I feel like I'm gonna do well. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm gonna excel at that. So I don't know. I just go with confident stuff and keep it simple and let it eat.
Sure. So walk us through, and I know they do a little bit of this during the show, but kind of walk us through from the time you get up in the morning for them MLF events to the time you actually get to start fishing. What all goes on there that you can talk about anyway? I don't know what they told you can't talk about, but
No, that's fine. Yeah, I never sleep on those things. I mean, especially when it's my time to fish, when I know I'm fishing the next day, it's like, man, I can't sleep. I'm up at 3.
Do you sleep for the bass events?
Yeah, a little bit. Because, I mean, you got to understand, I mean, we're out there. By the time the tournament rolls around, we done fished 3 days of practice,
True.
So I'm out there all day. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And, I'm tired. I'm ready for some sleep. Okay. But, no, I mean, MLF, it's, I'm up early. I'm the first one out there. I mean, there's a couple of boat officials out there already getting breakfast going and stuff and checking the boats and getting them unplugged. And I'm out there and I get some breakfast in me and I socialize a little bit and just hang out and get ready.
Sure.
My stuff's already in the boat. I may make an adjustment. I may go retire a little bit. I may, reorganize a little something. But back to that previous question on what I do for prepare. One of the things I do when I'm out there is I have a panic box.
Okay.
I guess you can call it, or a ready. I don't know what you call it. I got a box.
Panic box makes sense. Yeah.
I got a box that stays out the whole time, and I got all my confidence stuff in it. All my little worms, my little jig, KP fire jig. I got everything in that little box. I got my pliers. I got my scissors. I got my scents, my liquid main. I got everything right there, easy access. So, and I got all my extras in the storage, you know what I'm saying? So when I want something, it's just boom, it's just right there. But I may make some adjustments to that, in the mornings.
You got that handy?
What? Yeah, it's right here.
What kind of question is that, right? He doesn't go anywhere without it.
I don't have anything in it.
Oh,
okay. This is just a little old box, yeah. I mean, I put some rags in there for my sunglasses, even though the boat official won't let me clean my sunglasses.
I saw that.
But you can tell, I mean, this thing's beat up. I mean, it's beat to hell, but I put everything in it. This is a decent sized little box,
Yeah.
I put all kind of worms and different baits and stuff in here. Nothing with any treble hooks or anything in there, but all my confidence stuff, my little trailers and stuff for my jigs and, my little shaky heads. And but
so where does that go in the boat?
In the floor.
Okay.
Like underneath my console, like underneath my feet while I'm driving.
Oh, you're a short guy. That's right. You can fit that in there.
Man, I'm 5'10" and a quarter.
With your wife's heels on or what?
Huh?
I said with your wife's heels on or what?
I don't wear my wife's heels. Only at night. Yeah, only at
Okay.
night.
All right. Good enough. No, I was just curious where you keep that if it's out, man. It's liable
Hey,
to get stepped on.
Bradley says his panic box has beer in it.
That's right.
That's a good panic box.
I think you get kicked out of the MLF or the Bassmaster. You start drinking beer on the TV.
Yeah.
That'd be a bad deal. But no, anyway, so you get done socializing, and y'all jump in the truck. So you still don't know where you're going at this point.
No, no.
So walk us through kind of what your thoughts are during that time and all that good stuff.
Man, I'm getting anxious. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting jacked up. You know, it's like it's things about to start happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we start heading to the lake, that's when it all gets real because you have no idea in the back of your mind. You thinking, man, where the heck we going? You know, you trying to get, but it don't matter. I mean, I try to think about it and guess where we're going, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because I mean, nobody knows, and I kind of like that, but yeah, things are starting to get real. I mean, we're here in the next hour or two. We're going to be fishing. I mean, it's game on. So I start getting really antsy. I start getting nervous. I start moving a lot. I can't sit still. And you know, it's like a little kid, you know, in a store or something. You know, he wants to, you know, a little teddy bear or something. He keep pestering his mama. You know what? I want that teddy bear. That's me. I keep asking my boat official, where we going? What's the deal? You know, he ain't gonna tell me, but yeah, man, I get jacked up. I mean, when that deal starts going, I mean, when we start heading to the lake, it's just key Poche starts to come out. I mean, it starts to happen.
Get after it, huh?
Yeah.
So what are they? Is there anybody else that you've noticed that's more anxious than you, or more just
I don't
rattled
think
up?
so.
That would be you.
So.
You're number one. All right.
I probably don't. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I get people ask me out to say something about that stuff all the time. Like, man, look, they say, why you get so excited? I'm like, man, I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, there's something wrong with it? But no, dude, I don't know anybody. I see those guys catch a fish, like, oh, yeah, that's a nice fish. You know, boy, I'm high-fiving. I'm doing everything I can. I'm about to jump in the lake, you know?
Yeah. Well, you have. What was
Yeah.
the inspiration behind that, or you just went for it?
I don't know. I just went for it, and you know, it's just a
So
thing I do now.
You won MLF on Lake of the Ozarks. For those of you that didn't see it, and caught it last fish right at the last minute, I guess. And you're bringing the fish to the boat, and then they call time right after that, and so you still got the fish. You weigh it, whatever. And then all of a sudden you see him cannonball off the front of not really cannonball, really a swan dive, if you will, and right into the water, and you still held on to the fish.
Yeah, I dove in and held the fish up. I don't know, man. Hank, it was hot. Oh, it was a hot day.
Yeah.
It just worked out that way. It just all kind of come together.
Yeah. They do that in women's golf, you know.
Really?
They go jump in the lake, in the ponds after they win.
I hope they don't wear white. Do they wear white?
Sometimes. Anyway, that's good stuff though. So okay, so you get to the boat. I'm back on this pre-fishing thing here. You get to the boat ramp. Y'all get out, and then go through the rest of this.
Oh yeah, when we get to the lake, it's they give us a little map and show us, this is the lake you're fishing. First thing I do is I go down to the boat ramp. I look at the water. I want to see what kind of water I'm dealing with. Does it have any vegetation? Is it clear, dingy? I mean, I want to get the best idea I can before they launch us in the water, so I can start retying or putting stuff on that I think I'm gonna fish with. So just to get things going, get the day prepared for fishing. So because we don't have much time. Once we get there, things start happening pretty quick. We do a little spiel on what they should tell us about the lake, make sure our depth finder's on, make sure everything's working, and then we do the ride around. And then during the ride around, I mean, you're not really tying on stuff. I mean, you're trying to look as much as you can look at the whole lake if you can, and try to see what the lake has to offer. But the Mercury ride around, it doesn't take. I mean, when it starts, it seems like it's just a minute or two, but it's 15 minutes, sometimes a little more. But it doesn't last long. You better be
Yeah.
you better be somewhere at park ready to start fishing, or you're gonna get left behind.
Yeah, no doubt. So take a look at the map and what determines if you turn left or right? Where do you figure you go first? I mean, obviously it differs by body of water, but I mean, what are you looking for map wise to figure out where you're going to head in the direction at least?
Well, for up north, I'm gonna look for a pocket or something to get in and try to catch a largemouth. But really, it just we get on the maps, we get on the depth finders, and just you just kind of go with your gut a lot of times. And I'll while I'm running, I'll stop and idle across something deep, a point or something, a hump, and just see if I can see anything. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at a pretty screen here, but I act like I do. I talk to the camera, make it looks like I'm doing something, but I'm going somewhere shallow. I'm trying to find some bank structure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it makes good TV. Look at this hump right here. See the fish, see the bait down there. But I don't ever fish that deep.
Yeah. That's a mess. So, what would be the one thing that you like most about MLF if you could pick one thing?
What I like best about it, the no info,
Okay.
just not knowing, no pre-hit, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Brad, the guy that said he wanted beer in his panic box, he said, have you ever tried fishing bass like you do MLF?
Man, I need to start, huh? I probably need to start. And I thought about it. I actually, that's a good question because, I've been talking about my wife. I'm like, maybe I just show up for the tournament. Just not even practice. Just show up. I mean, seriously. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
And just figure it out that day. And honestly, I've seriously thought about it, but I don't know if I got the gonads enough to do it.
I know that's the tough part.
Yeah. Well, I don't have no title sponsor this year on my boat. If I had a title this year, I gotta go out and make some cash this year. I'm trying to play it safe, but if I was a Kevin Van Dam or if I had the money that sucker got, I wouldn't practice one lick.
He ain't got time to, from what I understand.
Man, I would show up and I wouldn't even. I'd whoop them guys' tail and I wouldn't even make a cast till they called my number that morning. Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't know. I say that, but I don't know. I'd like to try it one time, but I don't know if it'd be a smart thing for me to do. Yeah. Now I tell you this. I will tell you this. All right. I know I had one bad tournament, but the next 4 tournaments, if I'm having a really good year, if I make a few top 12s, and I'm like way up in the AOY, and we're going into the last tournament or something, and I don't have no worry about getting knocked out of the Classic, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Remember this conversation.
We're going to hold you to that now.
If I'm way up in the AOY standings, I'll go live every day from the hotel room eating.
So, all right, eating a ham sandwich.
Eating a ham sandwich and working on my tackle while practice is going on, just to prove that I'm not fishing, and I will do it.
So what's the last tournament of the year? Do you know?
Man, I don't know. That's too far ahead. No, it's the AOY Championship in Georgia, North Georgia.
Okay. So let's put some pen to paper here. Where do you have to be points wise to make this happen?
I guarantee if I'm top 20 going into the last tournament, top 20 points, top 15 to 20, I probably wouldn't have to make a cast in the AOY Championship to and I could probably be a little lower, probably 20 something. Yeah. So we're
gonna save this one.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold you to that, I think. That'll be
I'm serious. I would love to, but I just got too much on the line right now.
I know it, brother.
And I may win a tournament like that. I may go out and just absolutely jack them with no practice.
Yep.
And I think every tournament should go. I think bass should stop a lot of practice. I really do. I think they should limit us at least to like one day, maybe.
Yeah.
Just to ride around like a ride through.
Right.
And that'd be it. I think that's more important than anything to me is looking at a lake I mean, you can look on Google Earth and see what a lot of lakes have to offer, but actually getting on the water and seeing, because lakes change from year to year. The vegetation's different. Things just, it just changes. You know, it may have a flood, new stuff may wash in, but being able to look at a lake without making a cast, I think is all you need, at least for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that, you know, I know that they've instituted this no info rule for bass. I mean, do you think that's going to help a little bit?
Man, I don't know.
Or is it just
I really don't know.
too wide open?
Yeah. You know, who knows?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Good stuff. Well, your brother says that he's going to hold you to that too, so he wants to see that happen.
Oh, my brother. Oh, Bert.
Oh,
He's
Bert.
on there?
Yeah, he's on there. He's watching you.
I call him Junior. I call him Junior.
Call him Junior.
I call him Junior. Yeah.
Is he your little brother?
Right now, huh?
Is he your little brother?
No.
No, big brother.
Well, he's littler than me, but he's older than me.
Man, he must be really short.
No, he's not. He's not shorter than me.
Oh, okay.
Actually, maybe it's a little bit taller than me, maybe an inch or two, but I'm a little bit more filled out than he is.
Okay. A couple more ham sandwiches.
Well, I call him Junior because I've always called him Junior growing up because he's named after my dad, Bert Senior. So
gotcha.
he was Bert Junior, and when I was little, I'd hear people call him Junior, Bert Junior, and I thought his name was Junior. Like, so growing up, ever since I was a kid, I thought his name was Junior. So that's all I call him now.
Yeah.
I don't call him Bert. It sounds weird to call my brother Bert.
Right. I hear that. All right, we're gonna do another segment of the old. He says, "Stop it." Somebody asked earlier, who's the better fisherman, you or him?
Well, back in the day, he may have, caught a few more than I did, but not now. I mean, I'm a pro fisherman. He can't hang with me now.
Yeah, he says he can outfish you. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have a little contest, a little live contest.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be good. We'll sponsor it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to do something a little different tonight with these rapid fire questions. I want you guys to answer these as well as we ask these questions. So we're going to go through here and ask a few questions. And in the comment section below, I want you guys to answer these questions as we go. And we're going to have a little fun with this and let you guys chime in. So get your typing fingers ready. So, all right, first one, white or wheat on your ham sandwich?
I go wheat.
Wheat.
I'm watching my figure,
right.
trying, I like wheat. Yeah.
All
honey
right.
wheat.
Honey wheat. Oh, well,
yeah,
now
honey
you can do
wheat.
it.
Yeah.
All right. And this one's not going to apply to you guys, but what's your favorite meal your wife cooks?
Do I have to answer that?
Does she cook? No. Why don't you have to answer that?
No, she makes this thing. She cooks it in a crock pot. It's this big, I don't know what you call it, big I don't know. But anyway, she makes these cheese grits with it and the gravy. Okay. Oh man, it's delicious. It's like a big piece of brisket or something.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, it makes a gravy and she makes these cheese grits with it. It's really good. Yeah.
There you go. Is she a good cook?
Little crescent rolls with them. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. She's a good cook, I assume, since you're gone all the time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Good deal. All right. Next question. Would you rather go hunt deer or hunt turkey?
Probably deer. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What about deer or elk?
I've never hunted elk. I think that'd be, something cool to do for the first time.
Yep. All right. You ought to holler at Polinick. He's always going hunting elk.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it seems like it. In the off season, he's always heading out there to elk hunt. It seems like. All right. So back to the household. Would you rather fold clothes or vacuum the house?
Vacuum.
Vacuum.
I hate folding clothes. Yeah, I can't fold clothes. My wife, she'll fold these shirts. She'll fold them in like the sleeves, and it's so they look nice, and I can't do it. I just kind of wind them up
Yeah.
and throw them in the drawer.
Right.
Underwear, I don't even fold them. I just ball
No.
them up, and throw them in the just stuff them in there as best I can.
That's awesome. Plus, when you vacuum, you can't really tell if you did a good job or not. As long as there's as long as there's those lines in the carpet, you're good to go.
That's right. That's right. Make it look like you've done something.
That's right. All right. So, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
All right.
Yeah.
Farm or city? Where you'd rather live?
Farm.
Obviously. All right. Here's one for you: beach vacation or a mountain cabin?
Mountain cabin.
All
I
right.
hate the beach. I hate salt water.
Yeah.
I don't like salt water.
You lived by it too long. Have you done that mountain cabin vacation a bunch or not at all?
No, not a whole lot. No.
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 Gotcha. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Black?
I put a little milk in it.
All right.
You know?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like my women. My daddy used to say, white and bitter.
All right. All right. Strong, black, and bitter?
Yeah.
That's how I like my coffee. My wife knows that, so that's good stuff there. All right, left or right-handed on the reel?
Right-handed, and I'm also right-handed with my spinning reels.
Okay.
A lot of guys reel left-handed. I don't know. It feels awkward to me. I don't know how they do it, but I still reel right-handed on everything.
Good deal. Yeah. Well, at least I say that's correct-handed. When they switch it up and all this stuff, that's wild to me. So, you cast with your left hand or your right hand?
I kind of do it both.
Okay.
I kind of but I mean I can do either way. I mean, right when I feel awkward doing it with one arm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I flip with my left.
Yeah.
Because I keep the reel in my, and I just, I'm not switching hands.
Right.
I'm flipping. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And then this was a fan request question: under or over on the toilet paper?
Do what?
So do you put the toilet paper where the toilet paper is coming off on the top or from the underside?
Oh, from the top. It's got to come from the top.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, you can cut. You can grab it, and pop it off real easy like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to reach underneath. Yeah. It's just awkward to go under.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if you got cats. I mean, if you got cats, you want it under. So they won't peel it off. But
all right, fair enough.
Or wild kids, I got wild girls. But we're over, and they don't ever fool with it, so we're good.
Yeah. So we seen your girl. That was the last of those questions, guys. Thanks for playing along there. Seen one of your girls come up there on stage with you. Did they not want to come up the second day with you?
No, they felt it was a shame to be seen with me. My 615-pound bag I had for $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find them. They were nowhere to be found. So they were probably hiding in the car somewhere, waiting for me to weigh in.
Yep, I hear that. All right, so let's get to back to some jigs. Talking about trailers. So you pretty much what jig do you throw the most right now?
Well, I can't. I don't really want to say. It's the Jack jig, the KP Power Finesse jig. Man, look, I'm so glad you got a 5/16 and a 7/16 because that really allows me to be really versatile and fish this thing anywhere. I just pick up the different sizes depending on how deep I'm fishing or how I'm fishing. I love it. I love the 5/16 for skipping, and I do skip the 7/16, but mainly the 5/16. And then when I'm fishing off a little bit, I throw the 7/16.
Sure. So we got 3 colors in that of yours that you brought to us. Which of those 3 is your favorite? The KP Brown Melon, the KP Brown Pumpkin, or the Tex-Mex?
Probably the Brown Melon. I've caught so many fish on that. I've done so well with it. It's just a natural look. It's just more I don't know. In fairly clean water. I mean, you don't want to throw
Sure.
that in muddy water, but I just, man, so many places across the country, I really do well because it looks so natural, with the color and the size. It's just a perfect setup for me, and got a lot of confidence in it, and
Sure.
I do very well with it.
We'll talk trailers. Somebody actually was wanting to know, are pork trailers a thing of the past?
I don't use them. I don't. I've never been down that road. I guess I think if I've used them before, I may. I can't answer that because I've never used them.
Sure.
And maybe it's something I need to do, but you know, we just as pros, and I don't know anybody else, any other pro that uses them. I think we've kind of gotten past that, but
Sure.
they say they're good, and
Yeah.
I may need to use them to try to see, but I have not, and I'm not going to lie to you, I've not used them. I have no idea.
Okay, here's a question for you. Charles Mayberry says, if you had come up with an ideal jig, who would you take it to see if they would want to make it and trust?
Probably Tom Lloyd.
I don't know who this Charles Mayberry is. You think that's a setup question, but it really isn't.
Yeah. I don't want to. I'm scared to answer that.
Uh-oh, we lost him. Well, hang on, guys. Bear with us for a second. I don't know what. Now he did it. If you guys can still see me, put a comment down there quick. Sorry about that, guys. Malfunction. Yeah, we've had a couple of them. Keith, if you're back in here, make a comment again for me, please. Okay. Good deal. Well, guys, I hope you're enjoying this. We're going to see if we can get him back in here. If not, we may have to cut this a little short. We are on the 1 hour mark, but just wanted to make sure we get him back in here. Tom Lloyd, Lloyd. It's the guy you're looking at right now. Keith actually designed a jig with us. It was a jig, Charles, that he had come up with a while back that he asked us if we could make it. We had been supplying him with some jigs, and it was a jig that he was really, really after. And it's the KP Power Finesse jig that he has come out with. And in fact, it's this jig right here. This banner's about. You can see those jigs down there. I don't know if I got one sitting here handy. Yeah, I do. So this is the jig right here. It's a small little profile jig, but it's got a mega hook in it, a big beefy 4/0 hook, big strong gauge wire. So that's definitely the one that he would want, and the one that he actually designed. So there you go. Yeah, that was the one right there, Tim. I've actually got it outfitted with the two rattle chambers on here, looking like a spaceship ready to take off. But anyway, guys, like I said, do I need to come see you? How do I go about making an appointment? Man, just hook up with me after this show. Shoot us an email or message us on Jack Bates' Facebook page, or shoot us an email at jackbates@gmail.com. We can talk about that for sure and get you going. But I want to thank you guys for watching tonight. Keith, if you jump back in here, make a comment. But if not, if you guys have any other questions, we can field a few of those right at the moment. I'm betting his battery died, if I was going to guess. Ryan, the KP jigs come in a 5/16 and a 7/16. Like I said, they both have that big 4/0 hook on them. And this is the brown melon. This jig has been through war. It's ton. I've caught a lot of fish on it and fished it a long, long time. So, but this is, I mean, if you say, what does a crawdad look like? That's what a crawdad looks like to me. and this dude will stand up. You're not going to be able to see this very well. Let's see if I can get it on this. Stand up in that defensive position there, and you'll definitely be able to go out there and wreck them for sure. So I appreciate you guys hanging with us tonight. I'm going to scroll back through a few of these comments. It is a rattle in my jig. You got it. You got it. And we just come out with a new rattle band that will be on the website here tonight probably. So if you guys want to add these to any of our other jack jigs or any other jigs that you may throw, these are going to come 6 to a pack here, guys. Let's see if I can find one real quick. There you go. 6 to a pack rattle chambers or rattle bands, and then the chambers, the actual rattles here are also on the website already that you just purchase those separately and jam them up in there. So let's see. Yep, absolutely. Go check that video out. Thanks, Denman. This thing is standing up just perfect in the water. I mean, just the claws up and everything. So it's really in a good posture for catching fish. So, well, guys, I hate that we had to cut this short tonight, but it is what it is when you're dealing with technology. And we appreciate you guys all hanging with us and enjoying the conversation tonight. And thank you to everyone. Please go ahead and share this when you get done for us. We'd really appreciate it. Put it on your pages so that everybody else can see it, all your friends and whatnot. And then head over to jackbaits.com, JaKKed.com, and check all the products out that we talked about tonight, as well as a plethora of other products for sure. So, Tim, the only reason really to have this rattle collar deal as opposed to the one that's on the KP jig is just so that you can add it to a jig that does not have the rattle collar, like the O-ring band that we use. Obviously, that has no way to put a rattle on, so that's why we come out with these collars here. And plus, you're going to get a little bit more movement out of them, which doesn't ever hurt when you're fishing for something that is a living creature. So they like movement, and you'll be able to check those out on the website later tonight. Guys, I appreciate all your time. I hope everyone has a great evening, a great rest of the week. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back hopefully next week to our Wednesday night show, so follow up with us. You'll see us on Facebook, and come check us out next week. Thanks, guys, and remember, don't just hook them, jack them. See ya.